Hello everybody, today I got another parkour map lined up, and it is called Snake, or Snake Jumps, created by BlueMan003. This map should be interesting because it's based all around the same snake jumps as in the last video. But, that being said, it started. Alright, starting off just some nice easy jumps to a snake. Alright, so from what I read on the map description, there are different speeds of the snakes, and I didn't pay attention too well to which ones go faster than the others. So, just go for it and see how it goes. Much shorter map than the last one, being there's only 49 checkpoints. Oh, slime jumps. So I'm guessing they want me to, yeah. And I failed. But yeah, it's been a while, so, I guess I'll just talk about this real quick. I want to say thanks everybody for the overwhelming number of subscribers I've gotten in the last 2 weeks. It's actually insane. I was not expecting it at all. I was just trying to occupy my time while going to class, and the overwhelming support has been absolutely nuts. So I just want to say thanks everybody for that. It's actually been crazy. My nerves from the last map to this one are much smaller. I don't feel like as stressed as I was then as I am now, which is nice. But I feel like it's still early. It's only checkpoint 5, and things can change very quickly. Especially since I feel like you can be a lot more creative with these snakes as you can be with just normal parkour jumps. Let's see, is it right? Yeah. The old ladder parkour. Always fun. Said not me. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I'm coming up on 1,000 subscribers, which again is nuts. So what I want to do when I get closer to that, I want to have sort of like a get to know me. I haven't really done many videos that haven't really talked about anything, so I'll do just kind of a get to know me when I get to 1,000. So that being said, if you have questions for me, ask them in the comments. I'll have my Discord posted that you guys can join. We can all go talk there. If you have any questions, I'm free to ask, and I will be answering most of them, if not all. Oops. I will say, I do like the atmosphere of this map. This is it's kind of cool. I've always liked stuff where people use some of the natural terrain of the game to build their maps, but oh, my favorite. Come on. Oh, don't jump off. All right. It's much smoother than the previous map. To some fence parkour, and I failed. Slide down this. Right here. Oh. Thought I landed on that, but I guess game said, nah. You reset. Got this. Don't got this. These are always rough because you gotta get onto the honey at the peak of the jump, but you don't want to go too early because then you don't get enough height. You don't want to go too late because then you don't get enough distance. Okay, there we go. Take this one slow. There we go. So I guess I'll kind of just talk about myself a little bit. I'm a student at a university. Not gonna give any more information than that. I recently studied abroad in China and had a great time there. Just kind of going through generals at college. Had a lot of free time, so I decided to start a YouTube channel, see where it went, because this semester I quit my job. I was really hoping I could go back to school, but obviously COVID restrictions, I couldn't. Oh. So I've come across a lot of free time. But other things I like, I enjoy a lot of games. Obviously, Minecraft is the game I've been playing. So here we are on Minecraft. But I do enjoy other games. I've played most games. I got super competitive in COD a while ago. Decided, I got sick of it, and I just got super done with it. Alright. There. We're here. Over to this one. Up here. Oh. I did that backwards. This one first. This one. Then over here. There we go. Through the gap. I like that. That's clever. Not quick enough. It just pushes you right off. Almost halfway, and I don't feel like I've said much. So, oh, shulkers, right. There we go, and I died. Brilliant. I did it so well that first time, and now I just can't. Oh. Whew. Finally. Don't mess this up. Perfect. I'll add that to the list of jumps that are not my favorite. Oh, I panicked. I saw the end of the line. There we go. Light my toe on fire real quick. Through this. Oh. There we go. Thing with like magma cube parkour and fire parkour is always like, I feel like you need to just wait for the in-between ticks. I keep like just hitting the left side of my hitbox on out. Oh, I'm gonna make the second one easier. Alright. I'll take it. I feel like I do the left over to the right. So I'm gonna do it the opposite way. There we go. It's much easier when you decide to take just that extra half a second to understand what you're doing. I'll say these jumps I always have a problem with. Like, I feel like these are much harder than a normal Neo, but they are still fun to try to do. So I guess here's a bit of a not really a school story, but it did happen. I believe my third year of high school. Me and my buddy Dark Raven and another one of my friends, we decided to. It was either spring break or one of the last months of school in springtime. We decided to go dirt biking. It's nothing crazy, we've all ridden dirt bikes before, and just thought it'd be another little dirt biking trip. So we went up the mountain, and we found this nice little place. Don't worry, it was a legal place to ride. It was a marked trail and whatnot. After a while of riding, you eventually get bored, and a little track we were on, or not track, it was more of a trail. But we decided, we mapped out a little track on it and decided, let's race each other. We all lined up. The bike I was on had a faulty starter. Try to remember. I had to roll start it every time I wanted to get it to get going. So we We all propped up on this little hill so I could roll start. Now we're all lined up. We're getting ready. My friend yells at us, "Go!" We start going down this little track we had made, and it's all going good. Go through this little straightaway. Start going up. First gear, second gear. And then we get to the first corner, and first corner on the bike I was on, I couldn't really take it that quick, so I had to downshift into first gear. And then, but my buddy on a much larger bike than I was on had already gone around the corner and was coming out the other side, so he could see this all happening. My other friend, though, who was on a similar bike to me, quite neck and neck, but he was a little bit ahead of me. And this first corner we had was not the smartest design. It was a big loop corner, so big right-handed corner that was basically like slightly greater than 180 degrees. I go through or start taking the corner. My buddy comes flying through the corner, looks up, slams on his brakes because he sees us, me and my other friend, about to take this corner. But I was on the outside of the corner. My I don't know what my friend was exactly thinking. Comes out along the outside of the corner, and we collide. We both go down, and big crash. Big crash. I end up on the ground underneath two bikes and my friend. Not hurting, but definitely not in a good spot. The whole wreck happens. My one friend who's coming out of the corner sees it all, and just kind of stares at us. My other friend rolls over the top of my body, and I'm still super dazed, just laying on the ground there. But then I start to notice that my leg is starting to get really hot, which was surprising. I was wearing, my riding pants and whatever. I had proper gear. You start getting your leg really hot. Something's not right. So I look down, and my right leg is actually pinned down between my bike and his bike, but his engine is directly on my leg. So I panic. I quickly throw his bike off of me. I get out, crawl out from underneath my bike, and then I roll over and go to stand up. But to stand up, I rolled over and kind of was in push-up position and tried to stand up. And that's when I realized my right arm does not want to work anymore. And I just fall straight back to the ground and just face plant the ground. And I was like, oh crap, something's not right. I don't know what it is. So I kind of roll back over, and I stand up on just using the other side of my body. And after I stand up, it was just instant. My vision just black. Not completely black, but it definitely just tunneled very hard. That wasn't good. I kind of freaked out again, and I was like, oh crap, I need some water. Yelled at my friend who had just, witnessed all this, and we'd gone through most of our water, but we had probably half of a little plastic water bottle left. Can I have that? My buddy's like, yeah. Are you alright, dude? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Clearly he can see, I can't, because, the whole vision thing on top of this part of your body, you can't really see. And he's like, can you move your arm? And I'm like, yeah. So I move my arm. I look at it because I got curious. Because when somebody asks you if you can move your arm, you don't really know. I was like, yeah, I can move it just fine. He's like, can you shrug your shoulders? Yeah. So I shrug my shoulders, and he's like, your right shoulder didn't move. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's moving just fine. And at that point, I kind of felt my shoulders, and I was like, oh. My left collarbone feels very different from my right collarbone. That is a huge problem. And that is when the adrenaline wore off and the pain set in. And I realized, this is not good. We are like a mile up a canyon. I have a broken collarbone. We're out of water, and I gotta ride this bike back down. I don't exactly remember what happened after that point, but somehow we got back to the truck. We're able to, get back down the mountain. There is my breaking the collarbone number 2 story. The first time was actually kind of fun. They're both pretty fun. I used to be adventurous, not really anymore. First time I was probably third or fourth grade in elementary school. I had this friend. We were both, soccer fanatics. This one year it was like little kid leagues for sports, but me and him were on the same team. We're like, awesome. It's kind of embarrassing on my part but I'll throw it under the fact that I was like 7. Here we are, there's 2 little kids playing soccer at soccer practice. Not even a game. I can't even like write it off as like, oh, it was cool because it happened in the game and we did something cool. No, this was at practice. We were just doing little drills, and I think it was just when you're playing 3-on-3 at practice. But me and him were very competitive with each other. Up until this point in soccer, I've been playing goalie. This is the first year that my coach was like, there's other positions in soccer other than goalie, and I'm like, what? Crazy? No, there's not. So he had me practicing defense. I'd played defense in a few of the matches, and it was great. I ended up playing defense most of my life. So my buddy, he was our center midfielder, and 3-on-3 drills. I'm not playing goalie, so it's kind of weird. My coach has me against him. My teammate passes me the ball. Us being the 2 very competitive people we are, just start charging at each other. He tackles me, not soccer tackle. We're not talking no American football tackle, just proper football tackle. He tackles me, and I fall to the ground, land super awkwardly on my shoulder, followed by the familiar pop of a bone. Collarbone snapped, it's gone. And I just, it's the first bone I've ever broken, so I'm, 7-year-old crying in pain on the ground. And yeah, here's the first bone break story. I think I broke my wrist too. I either broke it or sprained it really bad. I'm not sure. I didn't go to the hospital for it. This one was also soccer. Maybe a few years later. It's probably middle school or freshman year of high school. I don't remember. Another soccer one. This one was actually in a match though, so I can say that was fun. At this point, on this team I was on, we had an excellent goalie, so my coach had me playing defense instead of goalie. Playing defense, and I took pride in the fact that I was the shortest, smallest, fastest defender on most teams. Because of that, it got me into situations like this one, where it'd be me against the forward, and most forwards in soccer or football are pretty cocky about how their footwork, their skill, and how quick they are. Being that at high school level, most defenders are a bit bigger than the forwards, just because the nature of playing defense. I was the opposite, and because of that, people would see my side of the field and go, oh, well, there's this tiny little dude playing defense. I'm gonna go attack that side. It was a lot of fun for me because I wasn't the strongest, but I could outrun most of them. So this is one of those situations where you're on the outline on the field, and the dude tries to run past me, and I'm like, all right, cool. Yeah, we can. I feel like running today. What am I supposed to do here? Oh. So I sprint after on the sideline. At this level of soccer, people this age generally can't run as fast as they want to when they have possession of the ball. So I caught up to him fairly easy. Overtook him, and I then had the ball, and I passed it to either my goalie or my center defender. I don't remember who I passed it to. But as I passed it, the guy went in for a tackle. So he just a little shove. He tried to, shove me off the ball and whatever. But this was right as I was shifting my weight to kick the ball. So I kicked the ball, shifted my weight, and the dude pushes me out of the ground. Well, I'm not the best at landing stories. I land super awkwardly on my left arm when I tried to catch myself. No pop, nothing crazy like that this time, but just a slight pain for the rest of the game. Post game, I get home and I walk back upstairs and my hand is just dying. I can't figure it out why. I saw my mom, I got this huge old bump on it, and she's like, "Oh, that's not good." Never went to the doctor. We didn't have an arm brace or anything, so we got a piece of camping toilet paper. So it's a really small roll of toilet paper and a newspaper, and we made a makeshift brace and then wrapped it with some like arm wrap. So we had this super makeshift brace, and I wore that for a few days until we went to the store and got a proper brace, and then I had to wear a brace for the next like 4 months ish. Luckily that healed correctly though, and I don't have any negative effects because of it. There's all my injury stories, or some of them. There's a few more. I was not the brightest kid. In other news, have you guys ever had banana milk? Bit random, but when I was studying abroad, every morning I would go to our little school shop, and they'd have banana milk, and it was like the greatest thing. I mean, I'm sure anybody watching in Asia is like, but cough drops, that's just like a normal thing. You know what? Out here in America, not really. People think I'm weird when I say I want banana milk. I think it's fantastic though, and if you haven't had it, go have it. It's fantastic. I mine's too set on banana milk right now. I gotta focus up. Nope, that's not it. Oh, this is the last checkpoint. All right, try doing the left side. See if that makes it. If you can't get on one side, right on the other, and then face plant the wall. Oh, so I guess I should address this now. In my comment section, if you comment in a different language, I will generally Google Translate it, because I do like everybody's feedback. But languages I do know. I only know English and Chinese. I can't simplified Chinese, not traditional. I can try to understand traditional. It's gonna take me a lot longer. So if I respond to you in your native language, just note that I Google translated it, and if my grammar or something is not correct, please forgive me for that, being that I don't actually know your language. I'm just trying to use it. There we go though. 44 minutes, 56 seconds. That was a fun map. That was way shorter and much more chill than the last one, I feel. But that was still very enjoyable, and still had quite a bit of challenge to it. That was Snake, made by BlueMan003, same dude as the last map. If you're seeing this video, dude, like, I love your maps. They're fantastic. As from most of the parkour maps I've played so far, you make good maps, and they're fun, they're enjoyable. The difficulty is like, it's a good pacing, I would say, and I think that's fantastic. That was Snake Jumps, and if you liked what you see and you want to see more of it, I will be checking out a lot of these parkour maps. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.